So this next one, this band is going to help us to decrease pressure in the front of the hip as I'm bringing my knee up towards my chest. So any band will do. Sometimes you'll get a TheraBand from therapy, or we have this bigger rock tape band. I'm going to take this and wrap around something sturdy, so this post. Just feeding one loop through the other. All right. Now let's say that whenever I squat, I get a pinching in the front of my hip, right? So what's happening here is that something, either my hip joint or a muscle that goes over top of it, is getting pinched as I come down into this squat position. So I'm going to take this band, and I'm going to take my leg through it, and I'm going to take it right up into my groin in front of my hip. And I'm going to walk myself away to where I feel like there's a fair amount of tension. Now starting here, that pressure in the band pushing into the front of my hip, I'm going to slowly sit back towards my heels, basically doing what I need to happen whenever I squat, trying to see if I can decrease that pinch in my hip. Now if you are getting a pinch, sometimes you need to play around with the angle of your knees, right? So typically, people that go a little bit wider will feel less pressure in the front of the hip. So maybe I try and change my knee position and I say, oh yeah, it doesn't pinch anymore. So that's the position that I would do this in, getting back into as much hip flexion or getting my hips as close to my heels as I can, and then rocking back forward. Slowly rocking in and out of it. The other thing you want to pay attention to is the angle of your thighs that you had to get into to decrease that pinch. So after you've done maybe 10 to 20 of these nice and slow, you may then also want to revisit your squat and say, okay, try and mimic that same angle where I turn out and coming into my squat and I might say, that doesn't pinch now. So a lot of times this is a good precursor to a squat, or at least helps you define where your knees need to be, versus my knees are here, maybe that bothers me, which I kind of found a better angle with the band.